Alright, good afternoon. My name is Clifford Johnson. We're going to be doing a class on driving distractions. This is actually an informative speech. It's only going to take 47 minutes of your time, so please pay attention. The general purpose of this class is to inform people of the top driving distractions in the United States. Specific purpose of this is by the end of this class or the end of this speech, you will know what the more common driving distractions are and be able to identify them to help minimize them while you're on the road. Driving is something that we do that requires our full attention. Being aware of driving distractions and their possible actions can help minimize them and to reduce these driving distractions and make us safer drivers. California DMV says that the majority of the accidents and near accidents that we have are because of driving distractions. And an Allstate spokeswoman said that 87% of the 6,000 teens die every year because of driving distractions. Alright, we're going to talk about three main points. The most common driving distractions, we're going to identify ways to minimize and reduce these driving distractions, and then we'll also talk about the actions that are brought about by these driving distractions. Alright, much of the information I received about this class came from the California DMV online, distractions.gov, abcnews.com, as well as ezinearticles.com, and they made that available on msn.com. Alright, distracted driving is defined as any non-driving activity a person engages in that reduces the amount of attention that they put on driving and distracts him or her from the primary task of driving and increases the risk of crashing. They fall into three main categories. Visual, which is taking your eyes off the road; manual, which is taking your hands off the wheel; and cognitive, which is taking your mind off of what you're doing. Alright, now there's a lot of common reasons for driving distractions, and according to Paul DeVihe Edwards, he's that one that wrote that article on ezinearticles.com, he says that they fall under, like I said, a couple common distractions, and I think we've all did one of these or not. So eating, I think a lot of us have done that, go through the drive-thru, try to eat something real quick on our way to where we're going, changing the radio. Personally, I've actually been in an accident by changing the radio and then looking up at the last second and getting into an accident. Lighting a cigarette, using a mobile phone, I think that's the more common one that we've all seen. Shaving or applying makeup, trying to rush out the house on the way to work, doing that last quick minute stuff. Reading, this doesn't necessarily mean reading a book. This is more so like reading a map or reading driver directions, trying to get to where you're going. Looking at another accident, I know in California, in bigger cities, we call that rubbernecking. Talking with another passenger, getting that gossip and whatnot, and then retrieving something from the back seat, making sure it doesn't spill, or the kids back there or something like that. Alright, some of these things on the list may be a little bit comical because, like I said, we've done them before, but they can actually be very dangerous. And driving distractions have been known to be very dangerous and sometimes even deadly. These are some interesting facts that are provided by distractions.gov. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says that 20% of injury crashes in 2009 involved reports of distracted driving. The highest number of these are the under 20-year-olds. 16% of drivers under the age of 20 are involved in crashes that have been labeled distracted while driving. And drivers who use handheld devices are 4 times more likely to get into an accident and cause injury to themselves. Got some other staggering numbers here. 5,474 people were killed in U.S. roadways in 2009, and an estimated additional 448,000 were injured in motor vehicle crashes that were said to have been caused by driving while distracted. The percentages of fatal crashes increased from 7% in 2005 to 11% in 2009. Again, like I said, that biggest age group is the under 20-year-olds, and 16% of fatal car crashes involve the under 20-year-olds. 13% for those 20 to 29, and 24% of the 30 to 39-year-olds were distracted by handheld cell phones, or by cell phones, and they were distracted while they were driving. Alright, so now that we've addressed the most common accidents and the ways that they were brought about, let's talk about ways that we can help reduce or minimize them. 7 states, to include Washington, D.C., have banned the use of cell phones while driving. 29 states, including Washington, D.C., have made it illegal to be texting while driving. Alright, those of us, because we're all in the military right here in this class, we know that the military regularly offers defensive driving for cars and motorcycles every year. In addition, they have prohibited the use of handheld devices while driving on installations. You notice that California DMV, and I think a couple other DMVs as well, make driving distraction brochures that are available for you that focuses on what the distractions are, ways to help minimize them. And then, you know, last but not least, Miss Oprah Winfrey has her no phone zone pledge that she started on her talk show, and she also has it online. She currently has over 423,000 people who have signed up for this. All right, so let's review what we've talked about so far. We've identified the more common driving distractions. We've identified the actions that are brought about by these driving distractions, and we've talked about ways that we can minimize them. Driving distractions reduce your awareness to your driving environment, your decision-making process, and your performance. These distractions, more often than not, will result in accidents and fatalities. Keep your mind on your driving, and when you're behind the wheel, keep your eyes on the road. And that concludes my class.